Hey guys, this is Rosita, your go-to vocal and language coach here on takelessons.com. My question is are you guys worried about speaking Spanish in a thick accent? I've always been curious about that. Because I know regarding whatever language it may be that you want to study, we're always to be that one that has that thick accent. Now, if you guys are worried about having that learning Spanish, well guys, then you are in the right place. Here in this series, I'm going to show you exactly how the Spanish language is pronounced, which will make it easier to speak and also easier to understand your journey. Now also in this series, I'm going to break down the language and show you exactly how pronunciation, intonation, inflection, and spelling works in the Spanish language. So if you guys have already checked out my video on Spanish vowels, today we're going to check out the diphthongs. Now if you guys haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel so you guys can get some updates for my new phonation videos. Also, we're going to take a look at a common confusion that students have between the diphthong and the hiatus. And after that, we're going to practice by some examples later on of diphthongs. Also, please, if you guys haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. This is going to be a continuation of series. There's going to be about 4 or 5 more videos after this one. Okay, so what in the world is a diphthong? So a diphthong is a group of 2 distinct vowels that are next to each other, which are pronounced as a single syllable. So basically 2 vowels that team up and sound like one. We have a lot of this in the English language, such as day with AI, boil. I had to make sure my Bostonian didn't come out there. Boil, where the O and the I are teamed up. So, of course, there's going to be 2 different kinds of diphthongs just to make things a little bit more complicated. But these 2 you're going to find a lot in Spanish. So, tenemos los diphthongos crecientes, which are arising diphthongs, and los decrecientes. So now, arising diphthongs are those that in which the second element is more sonorous than the first. Or another way to explain it is that, okay, if we could say that a sound that are formed by a closed U or I, and then an open A or E or O moving from the closed to open vowel. We kind of see this in the Spanish word viaje, which means trip. So the following diphthongs, on the other hand, are those that in which the first element is more sonorous than the second. And again, we can put this in the similar way as before. Those that are formed by an open A, E, or O, than a closed syllable. So if we check out U or I, U or I, this time moving from the open to the closed. We see this in the word pausa, meaning pause. Pausa is an example of that falling diphthong. So I know that it's going to sound like it's going to be really difficult when you hear the word diphthongs, but they're actually just a little team of vowels working together, creating just one sound. And that's what basically this lesson is. The most important, and that's really the most important thing, is to pronounce them as a single syllable. Okay, now let's look at the common mistake related to the pronunciation of diphthongs. So, as I mentioned before, we have this word called a hiatus. Now, a common error that people do is to pronounce a diphthong as if it was a hiatus. And let's remember what a hiatus is, first of all. It's an occurrence of 2 vowel sounds without a pause or an intervening consonant sound, such as if we use the Spanish verb caer. Notice how caer doesn't sound like one, it sounds like two distinctive sounds, as opposed to diphthongs where they sound as one. Again, a hiatus is formed by two contiguous vowels that belong in different syllables. Now that we learned what a diphthong is and what a hiatus is, how can it be either arising or descending, and how to differentiate a diphthong from a hiatus? Well, let's go through some examples, shall we? So that you guys can see exactly how these concepts apply to the Spanish language. All right, so let's start off with the arising diphthongs. So the first arising diphthongs that we're going to look is I, and A, which is pronounced ia, como comedia, which means comedic. Now, the next arising diphthong that we will look at is I con E, I-E, which is pronounced como ye, como, así como hierba. So remember, guys, that if there's a word that starts with H, it's going to be silent. Next, let's check out the diphthong con I, o, which is pronounced as yo, como cambio. Cambio meaning change. Now the next arising diphthong, vamos a check out U con A, which is pronounced as wa, as in agua. Agua, 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 agua. So the next diphthong is U con E, which is pronounced como paisaje. Vamos a mirar el diptongo de E-U, which is pronounced U, como yuda, yuda. And the next falling diphthong that we're going to cover is E con I, which is pronounced as E, como peine, which is like a brush. Great. Now this brings us to the last of the falling diphthongs that we will cover hoy. O con I, como vamos a usar trapezoide. T-R-A-P-E-Z-O-I-D-E. Trapezoide. Alright guys, this will conclude for today's class on diphthongos, on diphthongs. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to ask. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave your questions down below in the comment section. If you guys are watching this at my page on takelessons.com, go ahead, click that green button that says ask a question. It does go directly to me. Alright guys, and also, do you guys have any questions? Is there something that you would like to see? Let me know. I'll be more than happy to do a video on it. Okay guys, hopefully I'll get a chance to talk to you soon. Nos vemos. Ciao.